In the fall-winter 1993 to 1994 Haute Couture collection for Dior, Gianfranco Ferré presented more than just clothing. He offered a work of art that intertwined history, aesthetics, and imagination. Inspired by the great Renaissance masters like Titian and Veronese, he transformed the textures and color palettes of the era into something entirely fresh. This wasn't just a fashion show. It was a celebration of artistic vision, a moment where past and present collided to create something truly unforgettable. Ferré's approach was far from ordinary. His designs didn't merely sit on the body. They became an extension of the wearer, much like the figures in Renaissance paintings that seemed to transcend the canvas. He sought to evoke not just beauty, but emotion, a feeling that could not be captured through words alone. Haute couture is not an answer to everyday dressing, but the echo of our dreams and our intuitive out-of-the-ordinary visions, Ferré once said. And this collection was a vivid reflection of that philosophy. His pieces embodied new sensations, new feelings, rich, sculptural, and seductive. The influence of Titian was immediately visible in the collection. The Venetian master's mastery of color, especially his striking use of reds, golds, and midnight blues, had a clear echo in Ferré's garments. The vibrant reds and shimmering golds of the collection seemed almost to glow, inviting the viewer to delve deeper into the fabrics. Ferré's use of color wasn't just aesthetic, it was emotional. The fiery tones spoke of passion, while the deep blues evoked a sense of mystery. Ferré wasn't merely paying homage to Titian's colors. He was channeling the same intensity and emotional depth that defined Titian's masterpieces. But it was the influence of Veronese that truly elevated the collection. Veronese's lush compositions, filled with rich browns, deep reds, and vibrant greens, were woven into the very fabric of Ferré's designs. These colors didn't just sit on the surface. They seemed to shift and change, moving from one hue to another depending on the light. Ferré's palette captured this dynamic quality, using luxurious materials like printed cashmere and crushed silk to mirror the painter's technique of blending and contrasting tones. It was as though each piece had a life of its own, pulsating with the same vibrancy and complexity that Veronese imbued into his artwork. The silhouettes were just as striking. Ferré wanted something shapelier, more supple, with a freer and more vibrant allure, and he achieved that with flowing, elongated shapes that moved as if alive. The garments billowed gracefully, as though they had been designed to breathe and stretch with the body. It was a celebration of fluidity, a dynamic quality that mirrored the flowing forms in Renaissance paintings. Each piece felt like an artistic statement, a visual representation of the sensuality and grace of the human form. However, while Ferré's collection received widespread praise for its technical brilliance and artistic vision, not everyone was entirely enamored with it. Some critics found that while the garments were undeniably beautiful, the use of rich colors and intricate fabrics sometimes overshadowed the simplicity that had been a hallmark of Dior's haute couture legacy. There were whispers that Ferré's reliance on opulent materials and dramatic silhouettes might have detracted from the refinement that Dior was known for. A few critics even questioned whether the collection, in all its grandeur, fully embodied the spirit of the Dior brand, which had long been associated with a certain classic elegance. Despite the mixed reviews, Ferré's collection was undeniably an artistic triumph. His ability to blend the past with the present, to take the rich, emotional colors of Titian and Veronese and transformed them into garments that spoke to contemporary sensibilities, demonstrated his exceptional vision. His collection wasn't just about fashion. It was a dialogue between art, history, and innovation. The garments themselves were like living paintings, alive with emotion and history. The brocades, printed cashmeres, and crushed silks seemed to take on a life of their own, shimmering and shifting with each movement, creating a mesmerizing effect. The colors spoke of passion, drama, and a rich, almost tactile beauty that invited the viewer to linger longer. Each piece felt like it had been carefully crafted to evoke a deep, emotional response, much like the Renaissance paintings that Ferre so admired. In this collection, Ferre didn't just create clothing, he created a statement. He took inspiration from the grand tradition of Renaissance art and reinterpreted it for the modern world, bringing an age-old aesthetic into the contemporary realm of haute couture. The result was a collection that was as much about art as it was about fashion. It was a celebration of the extraordinary and a reminder of how fashion, like art, can transcend the ordinary and transport us to a place of beauty, emotion, and wonder. Though the critics might have had reservations, there's no denying the lasting impact of Ferré's 1993 to 1994 Haute Couture collection. It wasn't just a celebration of fashion, it was a celebration of art itself, showing that couture could be more than just clothing. It could be a living, breathing testament to the power of history, creativity, and the timeless pursuit of beauty.